Hey, welcome to the franchise. We're we're on video for the first time, and I'm gonna be distracted by that. But look over there. If you're listening on audio, you can't see that Logan is sitting in the spaceship room. That's not whatever it is. He's Tom Skerritt from the first Alien. He's looking great. He's got longer hair than usual. We're both mustachioed. And what else? Great
It's
glasses.
9/11.
It's hey, happy 9/11 to you all. Never forget. Boy, I won't forget. I was there 23 years ago in my 10th grade European history class when Miss Azaretto came in and informed Miss Douglas that something was going down. And Miss Douglas was very upset because she had an uncle that worked in the Pentagon.
Oh
All
no.
right. Yep. And
How did she inform her? She walked over, whispered in her ear.
yeah, it was just like that. It was like the Bush thing. You ever see like Bush get informed of 9/11?
Well, that was what I was referencing just now,
Yeah,
of
yeah, yeah.
course.
No, it was exactly that.
Right.
And then that class they like made us stay longer than usual. It fucked up the schedule. They didn't let us go out for lunch that day.
No lunch.
Yeah, yeah. I'm from New York, and I wasn't in the city. It was like Long Island, but it was close enough that from the windows of the school you could see the smoke.
Wow, that is terrifying.
Yeah, yeah, it was scary. And we didn't know how many you know planes were hijacked. Like there were rumors there were like six of them,
Right.
and
This
it
was
was
just
like
after
one.
the first attack. You guys were already freaking out.
Right, right. And it was one of them's gonna go to, fucking Chicago. One of them's gonna hit
Yeah.
the Hollywood sign.
To
And
Alabama, what if?
they were gonna name it Talabama.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Good thing there
And
were no aliens on the ship. What if we did a 9/11 alien movie? Like aliens actually caused the
what
crashes.
if United 93 like was exactly the way it is, but then halfway through an alien shows up?
Yeah. Just one alien on one of the planes.
Just
All the
one.
others
Just that
were
one.
oh, just that one. Like all the others were
Maybe the
terrorist
alien
attacks.
was the hero. Maybe that was a terrorist attack too, but the alien, fucked them up, knocked down the plane in that field.
Oh wow. He was like how Mark Wahlberg says he could save it if we only had more aliens aboard those planes.
That's true, man.
It would have been the real heroes that day.
Yeah. But Mark Wahlberg wouldn't approve of that. I don't think he likes illegal aliens or maybe legal aliens. He blinded that Korean man when he was younger.
That's true. Can I
Yeah.
ask you, do you have a preference between the chest burster or the xenomorph? Do you care?
Normally, if you ask me, I say xenomorph. But in this particular movie we're gonna talk about today, I thought they did a better job with the bursters.
I agree. I think they're probably the MVP between the two of them. I like the death with the
They're
where he
very
dripped.
jumpy in this one. Bah!
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
And the I like the xenomorph when he dripped the blood on that guy. I don't feel like I've ever really seen that. A death
Well,
by just dripping the acid on him.
that was maybe the best set piece in the movie was them trying to fly through the blood, the
No
acid
gravity.
blood. No gravity.
I thought
Yeah.
there were a few. The one where they lowered the or they raised the temperature of the room to match their own body temperature. I thought that was good. Like don't breathe.
Yeah.
Like
Listen,
that.
we'll talk about it. You want to hear more about my day on 9/11?
Sure. I
What
was
else
young. I
happened?
remember going to pick my sister up from school. My mom like
That's it.
rushed.
That's all you got.
I was like 3 years old, literally.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. It didn't really hit you as hard.
No.
Listen,
I think we can
let's
move on
talk.
from 9/11.
I agree. I agree. I'm sorry I went back,
That's okay. Never forget. You didn't
but
forget.
I didn't forget. That's the thing.
That's the point
That's
of it
what
all.
I want to prove here is that I didn't forget.
And I think you've done a
After
good
that,
job.
history class, we went to chemistry. That was next period, and Mr. Kent, he tried to teach us chemistry. Like he
No.
tried to do a class, and we were like, "Fuck you!" We basically rebelled. Like we wouldn't let him do it,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
insane.
ultimately didn't. And I don't know what happened to him. He got fired after that year, but he failed me for the year. I had to retake chemistry.
Well, That's pretty terrible. I'm sorry that happened to you. That's awful. I'm glad he got fired. I once
Yeah.
worked at a movie theater with my chemistry teacher.
He
My first
worked at the theater?
at the theater, my first job at a movie theater, my chemistry teacher worked there. And I
That's
hated him as a
insane.
teacher, but he was actually like a cool dude, like as a
Well,
not like outside of school. But as a
I,
teacher, he was a good teacher, but he was just so mean as a teacher,
really?
like a strict teacher. But he was a good teacher and he was a nice guy outside of
What'd you
school.
learn about him working with him?
Well, his son worked there too, so that dynamic was a little weird. I had to like work with him and his son. So I don't know if I got the full authentic himself, maybe
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he was like with his kid. But he had a girlfriend. I learned that about
What was
him.
she like?
I didn't meet her, but he had to. Well, I don't know why we're talking about like chemistry teacher. Well, you do it all the time. I didn't drop his name at least,
What's
but
his name?
he got divorced like 2 years prior, and then he had a new girlfriend. So he'd always talk about
Yeah.
her, and it was like a thing in school. People found her Instagram or something.
Oh,
It was
what's her
terrible.
Instagram?
I don't know it. I'm not telling you any more Instagrams.
Yeah, bro.
Not
Logan
doing it.
Logan boned the septum girl
All
this
right.
week.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Hey, Alien. Let's talk about it.
Alien.
All right. Now, this is the ninth Alien movie. If we count the AVPs, it's the seventh movie that's just Alien branded. Okay.
I think we
But
count them.
yeah, all right. So they hadn't made an Alien movie for a couple of years. It was Covenant was the last one. That was 2017.
Yes.
All right. But the last two were both done by Ridley Scott, who was like the creator of the whole franchise. I mean, maybe not. It was like Dan O'Bannon and Ronald Shusett or whatever. They wrote the original. But
Yeah.
he's the founder of the Alien
The
films,
grandpa.
the granddaddy of them all.
It's true. And he
Like
takes all the credit too.
WrestleMania.
He has no problem taking all the credit for Alien.
No, he loves it.
I saw a Letterboxd interview with him. They were like, "What are your favorite movies?" And he was like, um, "Blade Runner, Alien, Napoleon." Not really, but he named like two of his own movies and then two movies that inspired his own movies. That's
That's
the type of guy he
insane.
is.
I love that.
It was pretty funny.
Ridley, holy shit, dude. Did you name a Tony movie?
I don't believe he did. No,
You should have. Taking a Pelham 1, 2, 3.
no, not that one. He said
Yeah.
2001. He was like that inspired Blade Runner. So
Probably inspired Alien too.
yeah,
All right. So he made two new Alien movies, and they were sort of like well respected by the film cognoscenti. But
yeah, very well,
the
especially
but
Prometheus.
yeah, yeah. But they didn't do that great at the box office. Um, I mean, they did pretty well, but like I feel like people were like jonesing for like alien thrills. Like we want to see the xenomorph,
Well, that's why they did
his
the next
his
one,
teeth.
Covenant.
Well, yeah, yeah, but even that one, like it was definitely like moving in that direction. But all right, so basically what happened was this is another case where Disney fucked everything up because they buy Fox.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now Disney has the rights to the Alien franchise.
Did they put Ian Holm in the movie?
I think that was a Fede Alvarez
Okay, because I
decision.
think that's my least favorite part of the entire movie.
Oh,
I like this
that's
more than you. I guess we should say, right?
we don't have to say anything. I could sit here and shut the fuck up for an
All
hour.
right.
All right. So
I
Fede
thought we should have done it.
yeah, Fede Alvarez. He gets hired to direct. He pitched this originally for Hulu, actually.
Hmm.
And then they were like, make it a movie. It takes place between Alien and Aliens, and he co-wrote it with his usual collaborator, Rodo Sayages.
Wow.
Now, we've covered him before. He directed the awful 2013 Evil Dead.
I don't think that's that awful.
Awful.
I like it.
The worst Evil Dead movie. And then he followed that up with the excellent 2016 horror film Don't Breathe,
Yes, that's really
where
good.
a blind guy forces
Semen.
girls to take his cum. Yeah.
That's true.
Uh,
The
and
By the way, I never saw the second one because I'm waiting for the podcast.
I saw it.
So
He co-wrote it but did not direct it.
Okay.
Big swings to be found in that movie. You'll like
Bigger
it
than
or
the
you
first
won't.
one? The
Yeah.
first one had some
I mean,
big swings.
it's just like not what you'd expect from a sequel to the first one.
The My problem with the first one, I don't like the part where she escapes and she hides out in a car, and then a dog comes and finds her. It's like 5 minutes where she gets out, and then she
I
just
like
gets
that
put right.
part.
I didn't like that part.
All right. Anyway, I thought Don't Breathe was great,
It
but
is great.
Don't Breathe too. They like sort of it's like a superhero movie. If like the blind guy that was trying to force girls to take his cum was a superhero.
He's the hero.
Yeah, he's the hero of the movie.
Oh, whoa! I didn't expect that.
It's very weird.
So it's like
Um,
Terminator, how he's the hero in the
it's
second
just
movie.
like that. It's just like that.
Whoa!
Yes.
Oh, I never heard that.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Fede Alvarez, he shows up for this. He's gonna. It came out last month, August 16th,
Yeah, we're late a little bit.
2024. We're a little bit late on this one. It has an $80 million budget, and which isn't high for franchise movies now. And it has so far made $314.8 million worldwide.
A lot.
It's done
I
quite a
bet they make another Alien. What do you think?
yeah, 100%.
We're not done yet.
We're
There's only
never done.
9. It feels like more, honestly.
At this point, I don't think franchises are allowed to end. Like if a franchise
Mm-mm.
is currently going, it's gonna run forever. Like even if this movie tanked, like 3 years from now, you'd see a Disney Plus show, Alien something.
Yeah, it's too huge. This is like one of the top 10 biggest ones, probably, I would say.
Maybe.
I think so. I think what these movies do cool, I kind of thought about this. They really lead to a cool finale. All the movies, sort of. I feel, especially like the last few
You haven't
Prometheus,
even
Alien
seen all the
Covenant.
movies.
I've 2 of them I haven't seen. I've seen
Yeah,
7 of the 9. That's a lot of them.
seven
But
of nine, like that character from Star Trek Voyager.
who won OC Survivor?
That's right. Good
That's what I know
call,
her from.
man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But season 2, not season 1, not the first season. But
Wait, wasn't it season one? Because we did them out
well,
of
I did
order.
season 2 backwards, right? And then we
Yeah,
did
yeah.
season. Yeah, my bad, my bad.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I like all the ends. I feel like they all ramp up to. I feel like they're like Scream in that way. Scream always you get excited for the reveal at the end. These you always get excited for the big finale.
Yeah, and Alien Romulus is definitely the radio silent scream
All
of
right,
the
that's
Alien
fair.
franchise.
Fair enough.
Um, oh, look at that! That was scratching my nose.
I
I
wasn't
don't usually have to think
accusing.
about that.
Was it
You
a
know,
scratch or a pick?
it was a scratch. I promise.
All right.
All
Um,
right.
let the audience decide.
Yeah, you can rewind that. All right. So anyway, it's so far domestically, it's only number 15 at the box office for the year. It's done slightly less money than If,
Hmm,
which you can hear me talk about on We Love Kids
that's
Movies,
true. Great
patreon.com slash
episode. I listened to it.
franchise. Thank you so much. And it's made slightly more money than Bob Marley, One Love.
Have you seen that? I feel like we haven't talked about that.
One Love, man. No, I don't. I can't watch music biopics, man. Speaking of
What are you
music
talking about?
biopics,
You do all the time. You saw Bohemian Rhapsody and Rocket Man,
yeah, but
and
I didn't see Rocket Man.
I thought you saw Rocket Man
No,
and you liked it.
no. Bohemian Rhapsody
Ruined
was
it.
such a bad movie that I don't think I've watched one of these things since that movie.
Me either. So that makes 2 of us. But I heard
Yeah,
Rocket Man's good, so maybe we should check it out.
that's what people say. Listen, let's talk about the film going experience because I saw a trailer in front of Alien Romulus for the new Bob Dylan biopic.
Okay, Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy Chalamet, and it is so fucking bad looking. First of all, they already made a perfect Bob Dylan biopic. I'm Not There, Todd
Mm-hmm.
Haynes, because it's experimental and weird the way Bob Dylan is.
A
And
lot of different versions of him, right?
yeah, yeah. So like
Bale.
what they decided to do here, James Mangold, is like, well, we have the definitive Bob Dylan biopic, but what we don't have is the boring version.
Right. So that's what he set out to do.
Yeah, yeah. We don't have the normal shitty version.
For
that
your
will win
grandma.
Oscars. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That
Okay.
that that might get nominated for stuff. So he um he set out to do that. And so the trailer is so fucking bad. It starts with Ed Norton. He's on a stage and he's like, I want to introduce a good friend of mine. His name is Woody Guthrie. And it's like, oh, yeah,
I don't know what that
he
is.
was an influence on Dylan, and then they show like Dylan, he's like performing for his family, and he's like, that's a good start anyway. And like it starts with like blown in the wind or something, and then it's like solemn, and then halfway through the trailer it amps up and they want to like have like show some funner shit. So they kick in like a rolling stone, but and,
That got you
and
going.
yeah, yeah, and it's like, oh, it's not just gonna be solemn boring. He had some fun times too. And they just keep showing Charlemagne with the hair and he's smoking a cigarette. Yes,
Cool
it's me.
jacket,
I'm
probably.
Bob Dylan. Look, do I sound like him? And it looks so bad, dude.
I haven't seen anything from it. I feel like I've nailed getting into the theater at the perfect right time. Like if you wait 25
I want to
minutes,
see the trailers.
I'm out on trailers. I haven't cared about since 2000 whenever Get Out came out. They sort of they don't spoil the Get Out, but if you watch the trailer for Get Out, there's like the part where she's like digging in her purse for the keys. And I feel like I
Yeah.
don't want to see moments like that in trailers anymore because it gets me
Uh,
thinking too much.
I don't watch them at home. So
Hmm.
like the only time I see trailers
That's true.
is in the theater. So, I get to see that, I saw that McAvoy one
That's
again.
the one I saw. Yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't realize was a remake of a foreign film.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I saw someone log a movie with the same title on Letterboxd the other day, and I
That's
looked
the
it up.
Kane movie. See no evil. I think this one's
Speak.
called Speak
This
No
is
Evil.
Speak No Evil. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where's the third
No,
one?
uh, uh, Hear No Evil.
Yeah. Where's that one?
I don't know. That could be a good sequel.
I don't think
That
this is
maybe we'll
canon though.
cover it on the franchise
It's
someday.
not canon. It's like the Cornetto trilogy or whatever,
No,
which
but
you said
this
we
one
couldn't
could be
do.
direct.
Oh yeah.
Speak No Evil's a Kane movie. Like, stop thinking about that. But if you do
That's See No
see No
Evil.
Evil, oh, sorry, fuck.
Yeah, because he kills
But if
people and takes their eyeballs.
if you do Speak No Evil with James McAvoy, here's what you do: you follow it up with Hear No Evil. That's a sequel. All right.
Hmm.
And then you could do another one called See No Evil. That's a prequel.
What would that entail?
Maybe it's like the way McAvoy met his wife in college or something.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Give him like a long hippie haircut.
Yeah,
Who's his wife in the new movie?
I don't know. I don't know. But both of the other two people are from *Halt and Catch Fire*, which was a
Okay,
show on FX. No, sorry, AMC, that I feel like nobody really watched but me. And
that's a lot of things. How they go.
both of them they're married in this one, but they were not romantically involved on *Halt and Catch Fire*, and it's gonna take me a little while to get used to that.
I think I've heard that there's a dynamic like that in this movie. Two people are together that weren't together in another project,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
that's
It's
always
like when
interesting.
you see, it's like how like Shailene Woodley, like the dude she fucks in *Fault in Our Stars*. I think he like played her brother in a different movie.
Elgort, Baby Driver.
I guess I don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't know either. I did think that's happened a few times though, but
Sure, sure.
acting, they're able to pull it off.
Yeah, that's the amazing thing about actors is they look at the script and they feel their way around the character. And it's like in this movie, I want to fuck that guy, but in this movie,
I want to give him a pat on the head. I
that's
say,
right.
good job on the algebra test, buddy.
Yeah. Is that what your relationship with your siblings is like?
Probably my older sister.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But she's a lot older than me. We're like that. Your older sister's a lot older than you too, right?
6 years.
That's like my 7 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Same dynamic a little bit. It's how
I
I
don't think
watched like
mine's
Degrassi and all those edgy shows when I was young because I
no
had an older
same,
sister.
same. Like Beverly Hills 90210 and My So-Called Life, they were probably a little too old for me when they aired, but I watched them.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a cool like you get a little head
Early
start.
Real World I watched because of her.
Yeah, of course. Me too. The challenge. That's how I got into the challenge a little bit.
Oh wow. Okay.
Beautiful story.
Beautiful. Family. Am I right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't live with them. Can't live without them. You could probably live without them.
And can't fuck them.
I'm in Alabama.
Don't. Oh, that's true. You can.
No, no.
All right. All right. So, this one, Romulus. Let's
Hmm.
talk about it.
Let's do it.
Now the title is because it's like two ships next to each other. One's Romulus and one's Remus.
I
I'm
was
just
wondering. I
like,
was waiting for the big reveal for that to happen.
who cares?
I didn't care.
I genuinely, I think he thought it was a cool title and reverse engineered it.
Yeah, it didn't matter to me at all. So
Yeah.
cool
Um,
title though.
it is a good title. I don't blame him.
Yeah.
All right. So, mm,
The
I didn't,
cast.
I didn't like the movie.
Right. What was it? Did you I hear a lot of complaints. People say like the cast is too young. They don't like that.
Well, I did, I will say that like you go look at those like Ridley Scott movies, right? Prometheus and shit. And it's like the casts are it's like Michael Fassbender and Idris Elba and Numi Rapace. It's like these actors with clout, Charlize Theron,
That's true.
Guy Pearce, and then
Eastbound and
like
Down guy.
I didn't really look up who was in this new Alien movie before going to see it. So I'm sitting there, the credits start. I've got my cheddar popcorn,
Hmm.
and it was good. I never had it before.
Do you like caramel popcorn? What do you
It's
mean you never
okay.
had it before? You never had it at all or at that place?
I never at a movie theater ordered like the flavored popcorn.
Right, me either. But I've had
Yeah.
it before, like at home. My
Uh,
sometimes my mom used to have bring like these little big canisters full of like popcorn. I don't know what that was all about. They were like big canisters and they were like
what did
separated like into three halves, like one or not three halves, I guess it would be three thirds. But it would like one would be normal popcorn, one would be cheddar, and one would be caramel
cat
popcorn.
maybe kettle corn
Maybe it'd
involved?
be four. That would be the
Yeah.
fourth one.
You know where I think she got that?
Where?
Blockbuster.
Really?
I remember when I worked at Blockbuster, we sold something like that.
Yeah, she was just like sometimes like, hey, I got some popcorn. I'd be like, all right, cool.
Interesting. Maybe you don't see it anymore because there's no more Blockbuster.
Yeah, that might be true actually. Haven't seen it forever.
Sharks, I'd like to pitch
And
Blockbuster popcorn. It's
they're
it's
like,
in,
haven't we seen that before?
you have, but it's not available now, and the copyright is available.
Yeah, and for $100,000, I'll give you 20%.
That's right.
That's a
All
pretty good
right.
deal.
That's not bad. $100,000, 20%. Um, Mark, I'm looking at you. You're
Lori's
my
out already.
you're my
She hates popcorn.
preferred shark. Fuck
Not in her
Lori.
diet.
Lori's my least favorite shark.
I know.
You want me to rank the sharks?
Yeah. But they
Mark.
alternate. They're not always the same, are
Yeah,
they?
but I know them all.
Okay.
It's Mark Cuban.
This is in
I'm
order.
just going to announce this is just ranking the original sharks.
Okay.
Okay, so that's I want to say seven sharks.
Okay. More than I thought there were five.
All right. Well, Cuban didn't show up till season 3, but I'm counting him.
Okay. Okay.
Mark Cuban is number one with a bullet.
Two bullets, maybe.
Yeah, yeah, as many bullets as you need.
Right.
Then number two, Mr. Wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Number three, Damon John.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna pick all the men first. That was such a
Ah,
Daniel move.
fuck you. Number four, Barbara Corcoran.
Okay.
Number five, maybe there's only six. Number five, Robert Herjavec. Number
Oh, he
six,
has the hair.
yep, yep,
Okay.
Lori.
Okay. Okay. I was forgetting about Robert then. And you added somebody. Who'd you add? Kutcher?
Well, there's been a million. Yeah, Kutcher does it now. Gwyneth Paltrow,
Hmm.
Jason Blum of Blumhouse.
Did he produce this movie? Is this a Blumhouse movie?
No, but he produced that James McAvoy one we were talking
Oh,
about.
true.
Yeah. Um, you know, A lot of people. There's the lady who created Spanx. She gets on there.
I don't know that.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, let's stop talking about Shark Tank.
Well, but I saw a letterbox review. Magnum MH said he compared it to See No Evil, like about these. I don't think you've seen that, have you? See No
The
Evil?
Kane movie?
Yeah, the Kane. Going back to the Kane movie,
No.
he compared this to that a little bit. How it's like just like a bunch of degenerate teens to go and then they get trapped with this monster. Sort of what that movie is. I liked it on that sense.
Yeah.
They're not degenerates; they have a job, but they're trying to like rebel or whatever.
Yeah. All right. So I was talking about the cast. Like the cast pops up, and it's like starring Kaylee Spaney. I'm like, all right.
She's great.
Yeah, I like her. I like that Civil War movie.
I just watched
And
it.
and then a bunch of names just that could have been made up as far as
I
I'm
have a question
concerned.
though. When we talked about Dune, your problem was like they have Josh Brolin and that other guy. Like they have all these famous people, and then this movie has no famous people, and that's your complaint. You want two famous people
It's
in a movie?
no, it's completely different. Dune, they were casting parts that had like four lines in the movie with like enormous stars. All right, it's distracting. Like when
Mm-hmm.
Anya Taylor Joy shows up just to like stand around, I'm like, why did we need Anya
That's for the
Taylor
next
Joy?
movie. Set up for the next one.
Fuck off. And this one, it's like
There are six
main
people.
characters. There's like
Yeah.
characters that are in almost every scene, and it's just like some guy from a show.
Mm-hmm. Did you know these people? Because
No,
she's the only one that I knew.
I
Oh
didn't
no,
know.
that's a lie. Isabella Merced. I know her.
I'd heard tell of the fella from Industry who played the android.
Okay, he's very good
Um,
here.
but and Isabella Merced, I guess I recognize that name, but I was like, I don't
She's
know where I know
Dora.
her from. But oh, she's Dora the Explorer.
And then she had something else. One of the Transformers movies.
Yeah. We saw her in a Transformers.
Yeah.
Um, but I just like, who are these? If I may quote the legend Jerry Seinfeld,
Mm-hmm.
who are these people?
Is that one of his quotes?
I guess.
I don't remember that one. If you just do the voice, it could be as one of his quotes, I think.
Yeah.
What's up with aliens? Remember
Yeah,
Jerry said that?
yeah. That was a good bit.
Thank you.
He talked about how the xenomorph should have worn shoes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They couldn't hear him coming if he wore
yeah,
sneakers.
that's right. All right. Anyway, um, so I was like, all right, I'm open though. I'm open. Maybe the cast is good, but here's the problem: they weren't.
I had no issue. I had one
Yeah,
issue. I didn't love for the boyfriend. But
there's
everybody
no,
else I liked, honestly.
there's no charisma in any of these
I like
people.
the one British guy, like the bad guy. Are they
Yeah,
all
he was,
British? They
he
might
was,
all be
he was all
British.
right. Well, he was the only guy that got to have a personality because this goes back to what I was saying about
Right.
Quiet Place Day One. Characters in movies now aren't allowed to be flawed,
What about if you're pregnant? That can be a flaw.
and the pregnancy was like I kept thinking like because I didn't realize it took place between Alien and Aliens.
Right. I don't
the
think I
the
did
whole-
either.
the whole time I was like, it's gonna be Ripley.
Whoa. That'd be
I,
crazy.
I thought she was gonna give birth to a kid and be like, let's call her Ellen.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
I loved what happened. I thought that was the best part of the movie.
it
The
was
whole
cool.
baby man
No,
alien.
I like that too because so much of this movie is just like taken from other alien movies.
Right.
Like it's just like got a new coat of paint. That like the parts of it that I really liked were the kind of newer things, and even that the baby man thing is a little bit resurrectiony. Something like that happens at the end of Resurrection,
Okay.
which you haven't seen.
Right.
But it was done cool and it was scary and weird looking and sort of like one of those engineers from Prometheus, which is interesting. They tied that in.
Yeah, he really was scary. It was like a whole practical thing too.
Yeah. I that part I liked, and I liked the part where they were dodging alien blood. Those were
I feel like
really
I
the
liked
only,
a lot of stuff.
those were the only two set pieces
I
that
liked her
worked for me.
motive. She wanted to go to this place, Yavaga, but she kept having to stay at the Wayland Yutani.
Yeah, I
I got
didn't
behind
mind.
that.
I didn't mind the motive, and I wanted her to get there. I was rooting for the character,
Hmm.
but
Just like A Quiet Place, you wanted her to get the pizza.
I
Same
didn't
sort
care
of deal.
about that. No, I didn't give a
You
shit if
think
she
this is
got the
better than that?
pizza. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I do too. You give
Um.
them both a two though?
Yeah.
Hmm.
You already given my grade away.
Well, I feel like if people can sense that.
All right. Yeah, it's a two. It's a two. I all right. I mean, let's say call a spade here. The first 45 minutes of the movie are horrible.
Whoa, that's not, I didn't think that was a word you were gonna say. I was like pretty on board.
Yeah.
Up until we get to Ian Holm, and then I was like, what the whole movie just stopped at that point. I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
I mean, let's call another spade a spade. The Ian Holmes shit is embarrassing.
You're right. My
That
LVP.
Ian Holm.
That character Rook at least.
Yeah. I mean, Ian Holm, he's been dead for 4 years at this
Hmm.
point. All right. And we're just resurrecting his corpse for this film, deep faking him into the movie for
Looks
no
like shit.
reason.
It's like one of the worst examples of it.
It never looks realistic for even a moment. And the filmmakers will tell you, but it's an android. But I saw Alien and it just looked like a dude.
And we have this guy Andy the android in this movie, and he looks like a normal dude too.
Yeah, yeah. His name's Andy the
Andy,
android.
I thought I
Oh
couldn't get
my
over that.
god, I didn't even realize that
It was
shit.
tough. I don't know
Yeah.
what they were doing.
Um. All right. So
And they're related, sort of, not really. She says they're half brothers, half siblings.
just because they're
It's her
it's
family.
it's like when people try to tell you like, oh, Ultron is the Vision's father, and the
That's true.
grandfather is Hank Pym. Huh?
They created him,
I guess.
so there's the daddy.
It's annoying.
That's how it
Anyway,
works.
uh, you know how I don't like the movie Rogue One, and everyone loved that movie.
I didn't know you especially didn't like it. I
I feel
remember.
like
I think it might have been because Henry loved it. Like Henry gave it 5 stars. I'm pretty sure
yeah,
it was
Henry.
like his favorite movie of the
Some
year.
people really swear by that Rogue One movie.
Yeah,
Um,
I agree with you though.
but I'm not into it, and I feel like this is just Disney took the Alien franchise and they're like Rogue One it.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all.
It takes place between the first two classic films, just like Rogue One.
We deep
It
fake our
We
hero.
deep fake a dead guy,
And
and it would serve as a little bridge. And I'm
not that
just
great of characters, which is the
yeah,
Rogue One problem.
yep. And I'm just not interested. I'm not interested in this way of making movies. More and more, I just want to see creators create, you
Right.
know? And as much as I like Last Jedi and Force Awakens and stuff, uh, I I I feel like the prequels are pure.
Yes,
It
100%. Anytime I
it
go to rank a movie and I come across a prequel, I like bump it up a few spots higher than it was previously because I'm just like
yeah
I love how personal. Like that's just his own
yeah.
thing.
I think as bad as some of the stuff in the prequels are what's the English?
R.
Um, I just I think it's more interesting to see George Lucas writing and directing a Star Wars movie than it is to see someone trying to forge ahead in the franchise.
Yeah.
And I got that sense like this whole movie where it's like I could never fully latch on to it because I liked Prometheus so much and Alien Covenant to a lesser degree that I was just like I'm so much more interested in what Ridley Scott would do with this franchise than anything that could possibly happen in this movie.
I do agree with that, but I think he did have a lot to say in this movie. Like he had a lot of input on it.
Who?
Ridley Scott. That's what
No,
I've
he
heard.
didn't.
Oh, he didn't?
He sent his approval in.
Oh, okay. Maybe he's just promoting it because he will make money off of it. But I've heard him feel like
Oh
I've heard him
yeah,
talk
yeah. He's
about
got an
it.
executive producer credit on it
I feel like I've
because
heard him
he.
talk about it. Like say like he pitched some stuff. Maybe the Ian Holm thing was his idea or something. I feel like I heard something like that.
I don't know.
But
If
that's the
if
worst
if
idea.
so, terrible idea,
Yeah, that's
really.
the worst idea.
Yeah. Um.
But we forgive him. He's busy.
Is he? What's he doing now?
Gladiator
Oh,
2.
that's true. Gladiator
We got to
2.
cover
We'll
that.
cover it.
That's
That'll be so
exciting.
much fun. I gotta say, I saw a trailer for Gladiator 2,
Oh,
and
I
like
didn't.
every time someone has brought up Gladiator 2, I've like laughed at the idea. And then I'm sitting there watching the trailer going like, this looks great.
Yeah, I've seen
Yeah.
just some stills of like the arena and Denzel, and it looks
Yeah, it's
awesome.
got Denzel, bro.
Denzel, I heard him say like this is the biggest production he's ever been a part of, which is crazy, right? Denzel, he's been around for
Well,
so
he
long, been a
doesn't
part of
really
so many.
do franchise movies though. You got to think
Right.
about
But he's worked
that,
with Tony Scott a whole bunch. That seems like big productions.
I guess no, I'm sure he's been part of big productions, but
Right.
like he's
But so
never
many
been.
sets here. So maybe
Yeah,
is what
yeah,
he's talking about.
yeah. Gladiator. Anyway, Alien. I just
Romulus.
all right. So the first 45 minutes, that's a wash for me.
Okay.
We're just we're I sort of like the production design down on the planet.
I like the
Down,
production design all throughout, basically.
yeah, it's good production design.
Mhm.
And but then it's like the premise of the movie, it's like these kids stealing a spaceship,
Yeah, to go to Yavaga.
and they do it really easily. First of all, like it seems like they could have done this any day of their lives. Like they don't have a plan.
No, no, no.
It's
I
not.
think that they need more fuel though. Like they're taking the ship to go somewhere else to get more fuel. Like that's the expedition. They can't just take a ship and leave. They have to go get fuel for it.
I understand that, but it feels like anyone at any time on this planet could just get on a ship and fly it away.
That's true. But I think they thought they were so close to finishing their job, may as well finish it. And then
Right.
they were
And
like,
then and
oh,
then she gets the notice like you're here for another 6 years.
they doubled her.
Stamp.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
awful. Yeah.
Yeah. It's
That was a little like Han Solo y.
yeah, I'm like,
Less Rogue
man,
One, more
boy,
Han
the
Solo.
bureaucracy on this alien planet. Jeez.
I really
Um,
felt for her in that moment.
yeah, I did too. She's good.
She's really good. She's gonna be a huge deal,
Yeah.
honestly.
Oh, I agree. I agree. She's a star. She'll be the MVP from me for this movie. And it's a pretty easy choice.
Andy was
Um,
good too.
I didn't love him.
I enjoyed him.
He was doing this thing where actors playing androids, they'll slow down their speech patterns to try and sound like uh I guess robot-y, you
Yeah.
know. But he sounded a little retarded.
Oh no, you can't say that word. I'm gonna bleep it out. I'm gonna put a
All
little
right.
bleep over your
It
mouth.
was just
No, I'm just kidding.
hello, my primary directive is this. I'm like,
I was annoyed with him at first, but the turn he made was what sold me. That's what sold me on the whole character and his point in the movie.
yeah. No,
I liked it when he started
it
working
had
for
a
Weyland
point.
Yutani.
I don't have a problem with like the writing of the character. Didn't love
But
the
his
performance.
performance you don't like. I liked it when he
Yeah.
turned bad. He was
Yeah.
like, oh, I like this physical. He was like moving real quick, like, oh, like running around and stuff. That was pretty cool. You didn't
Okay.
like that? All right. So what else happened? We have so people are pregnant. There's this pregnant girl. She has a brother. Her brother is the ex-boyfriend of our main character. Is that right?
Who cares?
Everybody knows each other. That's all I know.
Yeah,
Um,
it just seemed like a bunch of kids that went to school together and they're like, let's steal a spaceship.
yeah, pretty fun idea. I feel like
It's not.
you would have liked this in the past.
I
You're
I
out now.
it's an alien movie. That's the thing. Like, this is the kind of thing, like, you know how I like Alien versus Predator Requiem because it's a bunch of teens?
Right.
That's like a dumb movie. It's the sequel to Alien versus Predator. Like, this, I have a little more expectations for like a mainline alien movie. And
Mm-hmm.
this just wasn't it. I it reminded me of like the Power Rangers or something. They were bad actors too. So it was like I was watching like a syndicated kids show. Like when I was a kid, they had a lot of shows like this: Big Bad Beetleborgs, Super Samurai Cyber Squad.
What?
Yeah, these were real shows. VR Troopers, and it was all just like teens in space, kind of, or
Hmm.
Space Cases. That was another one on Nickelodeon. Um, but and that's what that it felt like I was watching, like just a really big budget, big bad Beetleborgs.
Okay, well, I obviously didn't think that. But I think what's cool about the Alien franchise, the first movie is a horror movie. The second movie is like an action military movie. The third movie is like a prison. I haven't seen the fourth movie. But all of them are different genres. Like Prometheus is like an existential movie. And then the Covenant's just like this gnarly thriller. I like this one. It's just like a bunch of teens. I like that every movie is sort of its own genre. We haven't covered this before. This
I mean,
is, I
if
think we're
anything,
hard on it
I
because
I I disagree. I think it's just trying to do like Alien Covenant was a pivot after Prometheus, where it's like, let's do a gnarly thriller. But I think when people went to see it, like average audiences still had felt like there was a little too much Prometheus in there. And
really.
for me, what this movie is doing is like, let's do that, but without all that shit. Like, let's
Mhm.
just make a movie for like dumb people that want to see aliens.
So what? There's a place for that. We already made the existential one with the last two movies. This is time for the dummies to shine.
I know.
That's like that Evil Dead movie.
But
This guy does make movies for dummies, maybe.
I feel like that's true of like every franchise now. It's like we're just taking all the franchises away from their creators. And
Hmm.
it's like, let's do the dumbed down version for, you know, Disney Plus audiences.
Wow. You know what? This movie is sort of like this what this director probably sort of went through. How he made a bunch of good movies, and he's like, now I can finally do what I want to do. And then Disney comes along and they give him the stamp, and they're like, nope, Alien. You got to make the next Alien movie, and that's like his next what he's under contract for.
I think he's an Alien fan. He wanted to do it because I also read that Fede Alvarez got offered a Marvel movie at some point. He turned it down
Hmm.
because he knew he
You don't know
wasn't
which
gonna have.
one?
He no, it was never released like that.
Probably that
No
Doctor
one, no one
Strange that they
knows.
gave to Sam Raimi
That might be a decent bet, honestly.
because they're the horror
But
guys.
yeah, he was concerned he wouldn't have creative control over a Marvel movie. But I'm like, how much creative control did you have here?
Yeah, it's true. But I think he does do a good job with the direction and all the sets and stuff. He does make it his own. I feel like I felt him in the movie. The
No, me
script is the
too.
worst part.
It's exciting. Like I'm watching, I'm enjoying, I'm having fun watching the chest bursters run, and then they're underwater. Ooh, what's
Oh
under there?
yeah. And that
Yeah,
guy was
and
like, "There's something in the water. There's something in the water." You know that British
it,
guy? That was a
yeah,
really
yeah.
cool moment. I like that. That was
It
scary.
reminded me of Star Wars: A New Hope when
Of
they're in
course. Yeah,
the
yeah,
garbage compactor.
yeah. Yeah.
Um. Anyway, there's a lot going on, and it looks great. Like the one
Hmm.
thing I won't like fault this movie, like the production design, the effects, everything looks great. Um, I just where was I going with that?
It looks great, but something. The
But
story.
there's nothing there. Like it's the only alien movie maybe ever that I I don't even think about. Like I haven't thought
Yeah.
about it for 1 second between seeing it and talking to you right now.
I think that's fair. I think that's I have no problem with that. But I think you think about a lot of like not to say this is a problem, but I do think that this is a thing you do versus the thing that I do. I think I noticed it when we did wrestling. I think you look at the big picture of things more than I do. I think about like how my experience was during it and I enjoyed watching it. And you sort of think about like with wrestling, you thought about more the booking rather than how they were in the actual match more, like when we did like if they moved up or down week to
Yeah.
week. And I think you care more about the booking or the broader picture. And I care more about like the way I felt during it. And I had a good time during it. So I'm gonna give it a three.
Okay,
There we go. I have a few complaints though, obviously.
let's hear them.
Well, the callback that everyone's talking about was so stupid, right?
Oh my god, that
And I felt like he didn't even need to add the last part.
it was soul deadening.
Right.
You're right about that, by the way, because it already sucked. Like I hated it. He says, "Get away from her," and then he takes a long
Long
pause.
pause.
Yeah, and I'm already like, "Oh, get away," and then he
But I was
says,
fine. I
"You."
was like, all right, whatever. And then you
No, no,
bitch.
no. I would have been able to just sort of move on if he
Mm-hmm.
just said get away from her. But and we got it. Like when he said get away from her, we knew what the reference was,
Yep.
you know? But then he adds the you bitch. And it's just like what an android saying that? And was it an android and alien saying that?
She said it.
She says it. Oh,
Yeah, she
right, right,
says it
right.
to
She's
because her
referring to the
daughter.
alien queen.
Yeah, with
Yeah,
her daughter
yeah,
or
yeah.
fake daughter, whatever. Uh,
Newt.
Newt. Yeah. R.I.P.
Yeah.
to her. Sorry.
Unforgivable.
Sorry.
But
Yeah, that was
yeah,
crazy
that was
though.
the worst moment in the movie by far. I
Yeah, I think
hated
so
it
too.
so much. I audibly groaned.
Some people like I could hear kind of like it though.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like I heard like, yeah,
Listen, if people like that moment, you're a fucking mark.
yeah, of
You're a
course.
loser and you deserve to be
But we have
pandered
to be
to.
marks for something, or else nothing would happen, right?
What do you
Would
mean?
it, we have to be a mark for some things, or nothing
Yeah.
would ever be created because there would be no audience for it. So I don't blame people for
No,
enjoying
no,
things
no,
they
no.
enjoy.
Fuck off. That's not what I'm talking about. It's like it's just we did a thing from a movie you like this
Applaud.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, you're right. You're just eating right into their hand or whatever.
Yeah, you
Um,
deserve to be pandered to. If you like that shit,
true.
then you don't deserve Prometheus. You deserve this.
Damn. One other thing I really didn't like, okay, when she, because his whole bit is he tells jokes, Andy. When he's nice, Andy, he tells a lot of dad jokes, basically. And later
Yeah.
in the movie, he tells one, he says, I read a book about zero gravity. I just couldn't put it down. And that's what gives them the idea to do the gravity thing. I hated that part. Like, that's what
Yeah.
sparked her idea to do
Yeah.
the gravity off.
It's just like an Independence Day when
Oh, yeah.
when
Yeah.
he goes,
Virus.
you're gonna catch a cold.
Yeah.
Cold virus. Computer virus.
It was so bad. I hated it.
Yeah.
Um, But yeah, that's what leads into the thing because she falls, the gravity turns off and she falls and gets caught by the alien, and then he says, "Get away from her, you bitch." Uh,
Yeah, right.
but I love the ending of the baby, the whole baby being born and the whole monster. That was
That was
cool.
cool and that was creepy. Definitely like the third act is my favorite part of the movie. I
Yeah, definitely.
because like the first act is boring and it's all character development of characters I don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm.
Got caught in my throat. Don't give a
Well,
shit about. And then the second act is so much Ian Holm deep fake, you know? So like the third act, that's where it's at. You don't know which side the android's on. There's the dodging blood thing, which I've never seen in a movie before. There's the scary baby. Like that is the peak of the movie for me. Like
yes,
I was further down on the movie before the third act. Like I was genuinely at least like into it.
yes. What do you think about it ending on a happy note? Because I feel like these movies don't usually end very happy. But this one, they're headed off to Yavaga, the place that they
Well,
wanted to
it's
get
the
to.
same ending as Alien, right? Like Alien has a happy ending.
Alien has a happy ending. And
Yeah,
Aliens, I guess, but then it's immediately ruined by they die at the start of
yeah,
Alien
yeah.
3. But the last few at least have
But
been
to
sad
me, I
endings.
thought they were just doing the Alien ending. It's even like hey, Logan, and I don't appreciate this new woke alien.
No?
All right. Because in my day, we put the star of this movie in some tiny panties
Yep,
with
I
her
remember that.
nipples poking through a shirt. All
Not
right.
anymore.
Kaylee Spady, what sweat shorts?
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And she puts on a suit to go into space. I like that moment when she kicked over the acid. to knock
Yeah.
her and the big alien into space, but she had like tied herself up.
People know I'm joking about that, right?
I don't think that they do. I think
But
people think you're 100%
I
serious when you
don't
talk about
actually
that
need to
stuff.
see Kaylee Spaney in little panties.
I think everyone thinks you're 100% serious when you
Yeah,
do that.
I worry about that.
Um, but
But
yeah, I really like the ending. So
yeah, but I do think that's what they were going for. Like, didn't when you saw her in the sweatshorts, did you not think of Ripley in the panties?
yes, I did, obviously. And it felt like the start of the second Jurassic World movie, how it shows Bryce Dallas Howard wearing tennis shoes to be
Yeah,
like, we're
that's right.
correcting the
Yeah,
mistake from the last
it's
movie.
totally true. You're right. You're right. Like
I did feel
this
that
is the
way.
feminist version.
Yeah, a
And
little bit. Yeah.
I just thought like when she was like putting him in the cryo chamber or whatever to go to sleep, it just felt to me like they were doing the end of Alien. And
Yeah.
like I didn't mind it so much. Like I'm okay with a happy ending, and I was rooting for Kaylee Spaney to get to where she needed to go. So I was happy that she did.
Mm-hmm.
But it just it just felt like another case of we're doing a previous movie.
Yeah. I didn't really mind. But you are right. That's totally right. As we said, it's just like a lot of the other movies combined into one
Yeah.
movie,
They
basically.
even like I'm a mark because I like Prometheus. And at one point they show that like black blood from Prometheus that
Mm-hmm.
they find in those like containers.
Right.
And
And they say Prometheus fire.
yeah, and when they say that, they do the score from Prometheus popped up for like
Whoa.
1 second.
Who
And I
am
was
I
like
talking to?
and
Henry?
and
Who is
and
this?
I popped. And
Wow,
I
listen to that.
and I was like, it see, they got me. That was my
Yeah.
get away from her, you bitch moment.
Right. They got something for everybody. I
Yeah.
gotta say, as much as this isn't like a franchise I love or anything.
It's a franchise I love.
Yeah, it is. I don't have that much
Yeah.
any love for it. I haven't even seen
I,
all the movies.
there's a lot of shitty movies in this franchise, but like Alien and Aliens are stone cold classics.
Mm-hmm.
I think the Ridley Scott ones, the later ones, Prometheus and Covenant, I'll rewatch every few years.
Yeah.
And uh, so like that's four right there that
Of
like
the
I'm
nine.
into. That's pretty good for a franchise.
You're right. And two of them are like all timers. You don't get a lot of two in a franchise that
And
are
even
classics
the
like that.
bad ones are kind of interesting. That's my problem with this movie is like Resurrection and Alien 3, I think, are bad, but in fascinating ways. And this just was boring.
Right. I didn't have to be interested. I was entertained. I
That's
think
all it was going for.
I think that that's the difference. I think that they did execute that properly. But uh
I agree with that. I was entertained.
yeah, I think that was
Are,
enough for me.
are you not entertained? Am I right, Gladiator?
Right, that was a good one. I
Yeah.
was entertained, I gotta say. So
But you know what I say to this movie?
he's doing the thumb thing, guys.
The thumb to the side that
Oh,
Joaquin
I
Phoenix
thought I
does
was
in
waiting on it to
Gladiator.
turn, but he just kept it there.
I'm keeping it to the side.
He didn't even move it though. He didn't go up, down. He just kept it one
Yep.
spot. But okay. Should we rank the alien? Or I'll go three, you go two. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. MVP Kaylee Spaney, LVP Deepfake. And
Yep.
then that seems pretty rational to me.
Yes. And my ninth installments. I know this is your favorite part of the show.
Yeah.
I put it. I've seen 11 of them. Not that many ninth installments. I put it between the Batman and Texas Chainsaw Massacre from a few years ago.
Which, by the way, was co-written by Rodo Sayagas, the co-writer of this movie.
Okay, that makes sense. When I was thinking about which one's better, I was like, any given day, I could flip flop them. They feel pretty similar in my mind a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah.
So there we go. And all right, should we rank Alien movies?
Yeah, I made a ranking.
Yeah,
Not
you go first,
particularly happy with it.
or should I go first? Since I've seen mine's less important.
Fine, you go
I've
first.
only seen
Yours is
7 of
less
them.
important.
So last place, Alien versus Predator. Sixth place, this movie, Alien Romulus. Fifth place, Alien 3. I gave that a 2, but I like that more than this one. 4, Alien Covenant. 3, Prometheus. 2, Aliens. 1, Alien.
Okay.
That's really what I'm interested in. Which one do you like more of the top 2?
Well, I said this when we covered Alien
But it
on
can
the
change any day.
podcast. I'm gonna stick with what I said. Then I'm gonna own it. I have Aliens ahead of Alien, but I think Alien's kind of a better movie. But Aliens is just such a
I think that's a lot take a lot of people have.
yeah.
And that's the right take, I think. That is the right
Yeah,
take.
it's like T2 to T1. Like T1 maybe is purer, but T2's got that thumbs up at the end, and it's got
Yeah.
some Guns N'
What
Roses
if it
on the
was
soundtrack.
thumbs down as he
Oh,
or thumbs sideways
oh,
as he
that would
sunk?
be so sad. What a downer ending.
I know.
All right, so here's my list. Number 9, Alien versus Predator, and that's tough for me. I'm a WS fanboy.
That's right. Did you
Uh,
both
uh,
do both of those?
no, he just did that one.
Okay.
8 is Alien 3 because they
Wow.
because they kill Newt. Fuck that movie.
Okay.
7 is Resurrection. 6 is this one.
Okay.
5 AVP Requiem. That's a personal choice. I know that's not a well liked movie. I just like it. 4 Covenant. 3 Prometheus. 2 Alien. 1 Aliens.
Okay. I think that makes complete sense. A
Yeah.
lot of solid films here.
Yeah.
Should we? Oh, by the way, I have an update on Ryder Strong. Okay,
Oh, did he
Doug,
see it?
we don't talk about him a lot. He has not seen this movie.
we talk about him more than any other podcast, except
Oh,
maybe Pod Meets World.
yeah, his own. He has not seen this movie. He's not a big fan of the Alien movies. He gives Alien a 3.5, Aliens a
Oh,
3,
interesting.
Alien 3 a 2, Alien Resurrection a 2, and then Prometheus a 1. And then he never saw Alien Covenant or this one. So he gave up
Really?
after Prometheus.
What do you give Prometheus?
1.
A 1. What a
He said,
moron.
fuck this movie.
Yeah.
Maybe he auditioned for somebody.
I bet he might have auditioned for that Logan Marshall Green character.
Yeah. Yeah,
What you
possibly.
say? But I bet he sees this one and likes it. He'll be like, "That's get away from her, you bitch line was good."
Yeah. I was worried he wouldn't finish it. That'll be his take. I thought he was gonna
Oh
stop and
yeah,
get
yeah,
away from
yeah.
her.
Yeah. Oh, I don't appreciate this woke alien that won't use the word bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. That's hilarious.
yeah. Then they turned it around. All right.
Patreon.
Yeah, yeah. We got some stuff on the Patreon.
So Josh,
Listener comments.
yes, Joshua Cole says, I like this a lot. The script kind of what? Oh man, you're gonna get to see me struggling to read now. The script
Oh,
is kind of
let
bad.
me. Can I read them?
Yeah, you can read them. You should be trade back and forth.
Yeah.
You may finish this one.
No, I feel like you're gonna struggle.
Okay, fair enough.
All right. Wait. How do I look? Comments. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua Cole. I like this a lot. The script is kind of bad, but everything else I liked. The 3 main actors were good. I hated the Downsy android plotline though. Downsy.
He didn't say the other
Or
word.
it's sort of like what I said.
That's not the
Um,
same.
uh, it was unnecessary. He could just be glitchy without seeming mentally challenged. Everything looked amazing. The directing was great. The sets, production design, and effects were all beautifully made. Great job, especially for the budget. I agree with all that.
I thought the
Physical
budget seemed high. That didn't seem strikingly low to me.
$80 million for a big franchise movie in 2024. It's pretty low.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, Physical sets and effects augmented with CGI is the best way to do it. Yeah. Everything that was great was drugged down by the script.
True.
I hope they let Alvarez do another one, just change the writers. He wouldn't do another one if he couldn't write it. He's a writer.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. 3 stars for the film, 5 stars for the production. Sounds like a 4-star to me, if that's what he's saying.
Yeah, it sounds like he must have really
I'm
liked it. But
split the diff.
I don't disagree with that though. But I wouldn't give this a 4.
If you're gonna put that much weight on the look of the movie, then I will say like great job. I just think so like it's so much more about the characters and the narrative thrust to me, and that's
Right.
where it gets let down. All right, Michael Babcock, you want to read this one?
Oh, yes, I can read this one. I mean, I might be able to read this one. He says, the Rook stuff was ill conceived. And when Andy said the famous get away from her, you bitch, was so not necessary. But I love the movie besides that. Maybe I'm just way in on it because I love that franchise. Also, regarding last week, did you notice how Will Smith and Martin Lawrence were switched in the billing for the two Bad Boys, last two Bad Boys? I did
Yes,
not notice
yes,
that.
I did. Yes, I did. So in the original Bad Boys, that is the only Bad Boys where Martin Lawrence might have been more famous than Will Smith.
Right.
Okay. So he's first build in that one, Will Smith second build. In the second Bad Boys movie, they put him on screen at the same time, but Martin Lawrence still billed first. He had that legacy billing
Okay.
from the first movie. Okay. I did notice that in Bad Boys 3 Life and Bad Boys Ride 4 Die, they have switched it.
I
Will
thought
Smith,
that they did in the second one.
no,
So, yeah, I didn't realize that.
no, no,
I thought we
no.
already had.
Will is now where he probably belongs, first build.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
Mike Lowry.
yes, of course.
Yeah. All right. James Davis says, I spent the whole of Alien Romulus wanting to like it. More than one time, there was a set piece that I thought was a cool idea, but I struggled to care because every character was so boring. I thought about Dan's comments, that's me, on Quiet Place Day One, a film I liked about characters not having flaws. And it's such a problem with this. The most interesting one was the asshole British guy. So of course he had to die early as punishment. I agree. I had him clocked as my MVP earlier in the
Yeah,
movie, and then he just dies pretty unceremoniously. Um, if the first one was made today, they'd kill Ripley off first for not letting the crew in after Hurt got face hugged. That's funny, but
that's
here
pretty good.
that's not true. They wouldn't kill Ripley off. They just wouldn't have let her do that.
Yeah, right. If yeah, you can't have a hero. It's like how now
Yeah,
your hero can't smoke cigarettes or whatever.
right,
Wouldn't be
totally,
able to do
or have sex.
that.
I did like the alien baby hybrid though. He says, but,
Yes, yeah,
fair
that
enough.
was probably the star of the show.
Yeah, yeah.
And then David, last comment. I hope this isn't David from Prometheus, right?
God
That's Michael
damn it.
Fassbender's character. He
I
says,
hope David hasn't killed our David and replaced him.
"Well, that wasn't David. That was Walter, of course.
Oh, it's right. I forgot
Walter
about
replaced
Walter.
David.
Walter,
Jesus
yeah.
Christ." He says, I thought this movie was pretty dope. I liked the whole look of the movie, and the two leads were pretty good. I like the Alien movies, but I'm not a super fan. So all the callbacks that people complain about didn't bother me and went over my head. The only thing I really hated was the Ian Holm deep fake.
That's
Yeah, I agree with that
interesting.
take.
If you're not as latched on to the franchise as I maybe am,
I think
maybe
that's
the
where I am.
callbacks don't even matter.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't love the look of Ian Holm.
But the Ian Holm thing looks so it's such an uncanny valley kind of thing where I feel like even if you've never seen the original Alien movie, you'd know something. And even if you didn't know Ian Holm was dead, like
I
I feel like
wonder.
you'd be watching that knowing something was wrong.
I think you'd have to, or you'd have
Yeah.
to be like a baby or something.
I think
And the
even a baby would
mhm.
sense a difference.
They start crying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and it's a different character. It's named Rook. I don't know why it had to be Ian Holm. That just ruins the movie. Honestly, it's
Yeah.
so unnecessary.
I know.
But
And Fede Alvarez was like, no, see, it's not even as bad as when Gary Oldman put on a lot of makeup to play Winston Churchill. Like Winston Churchill didn't get to have a say. And I'm like, that's not the same thing.
that's crazy
You're
talk.
talking about actors playing real people. This is AI playing actors.
Yeah, that's actually the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It makes no
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
He probably said it in a cool accent though.
yeah, yeah, right.
Mm.
So that's Alien Romulus. Anything else, Daniel?
Um, if I ever meet Fede Alvarez, I'd say, get away from the alien movies, you bitch.
That's good. Is that the end? Is that the end of the episode?
Yeah.
Um, I think he's gonna stay away.
No, he's. Oh wait, let's talk about this because he doesn't want to stay away here.
Oh, really?
Because since this movie has come out, he has both brought up the idea of sequelizing it and also mentioned, and this could be the more interesting idea. He says he'd like to co-direct an Alien versus Predator movie with Dan Trachtenberg, who made Prey.
Whoa, that could be cool.
Yeah, that might be interesting.
I would actually love that. We need some
Yeah.
good schlock. I mean, I know this was schlock, but I'd be so on board with that.
See, I'm more okay with an AVP movie being schlock than
Yeah,
I
of
am
course.
like a mainstream alien movie.
Yeah, you go into that knowing that's what that's going to be. And this,
Right.
there's hope that it could be a masterpiece because that's
Exactly.
what we've
Yeah.
sort of
Right.
known.
We've seen a few of them.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Was that now? Do we end the episode?
Now we end the episode.
Okay.
Oh, Beetlejuice next week.